About 2 months ago, I watched Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring for the first time, and it only took a few minutes for me to completely fall in love with its beauty, with its simple yet full of meaning and symbolism story. It captivated me, and since then, it's become one of my favorite Korean movies I've seen. And with that notion, I knew I had to watch another praised and beloved movie from Kim Ki-duk's filmography, and that movie is 3 Iron. Taisuk is a young man who spends his afternoons riding his bike around the town, taping takeout menus to the doors of different apartments and houses, and breaking into the ones that have not removed the menus. One day he breaks into a large house that is seemingly vacant, but what he doesn't know is that there is a woman there quietly sitting in the corner. She observes him throughout the day, his routine, and then when Taisuk notices her, he sees the face of a woman covered in bruises. But he soon leaves, only to come back just a bit later, and he witnesses the woman's Sun-hwa getting abused by her husband. After hitting the abusive husband with the golf balls, he drives off, now with the woman sitting behind him, riding along. This is quite a unique romance movie. It stands out in a mass of other films in the same genre filled with overly dramatic scenes and emotions turned up to 100 just to get the audience's attention. 3 Iron couldn't be farther from that style. Kim Ki-duk's style of filmmaking can be described as bold for sure, because you definitely need confidence to be able to tell such emotion-filled stories without having the two main characters, the couple, ever exchange a single word. Kim Ki-duk has expressed why he chooses to do that in his movies, saying that some movies have way too much dialogue, but more words don't necessarily make things more understandable. In his own words, "I want the audience to watch the characters more closely by reducing the dialogue as much as possible." The idea of less words actually came to Kim Ki-duk after his experience of living in France for 2 years, where he would have to observe people's behaviors and expressions to understand them without speaking the French language. But what's incredible about this is that losing the dialogue doesn't mean losing any valuable aspects of the film along the way as well. It's actually the opposite of that. We get to watch our two leads closely throughout the movie. We get to see how they break into a house after a house, carrying out their routine, and slowly building trust and respect towards each other. There is so much chemistry between these two, and there is no doubt for a second that they are in love. They don't have to express it with cheesy words. It's all right there for us to see. I've mentioned how our characters break into strangers' houses several times already, like it's something so casual. But hey, in a way it is, for them. But what's really interesting about this behavior is that they don't really have underlying motivations for that. They don't steal any piece of property, they don't damage anything in the house, they don't particularly seek any one thing. In fact, they do the opposite of that. They clean, they do dishes, they do laundry, and any mess they make, they clean after themselves. They behave like a normal family at their own home. One thing Taisuk always does in each house, first things first, is take a photo of himself standing next to the picture of the owners of the house. But why does a young man like him choose to spend his days breaking into houses, this dangerous hobby that is sure to not end well? Taisuk is shown to be quite a capable young man. He clearly enjoys fixing things. He does that in every single house. And later on in the movie, we find out that he even has a university degree. I think through breaking into these houses, Taisuk is able to experience other people's lives for a moment. One's house is filled with everything that shows different aspects of their lifestyle, preferences, hobbies. I think Taisuk gets to feel that when he sits on the couch of a yet another vacant apartment, when he adds yet another photo with a different person to his collection. However, I might be analyzing too much, and there might be a way simpler answer, which is pursuit of bliss. We all have things, different hobbies we do to enjoy ourselves, but not all of them are necessarily good or safe or healthy for us. But we still do it for that moment of enjoyment, and Taisuk might just be breaking into these houses just because he purely and simply enjoys it. And perhaps he finds immense comfort in that. Unfortunately, this dangerous hobby of his gets him into trouble when he and Sun-hwa discover a dead body of an old man, and in an attempt to help, they get into a messy situation, and accused of murder by the old man's son. The police does find out the truth, however, but of course the years of housebreaking still gets Taisuk into prison, and Sun-hwa is taken by her husband back to her abusive home. While in prison, Taisuk masters ghost practice and is able to make his presence in the cell vanish. He does that by standing at a certain angle behind people. With his swift and scrupulous movements, he moves like a ghost and loses the presence of a human being. This ability is demonstrated to the viewer almost as a supernatural phenomenon. Supernatural element was also featured in Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring, that mysterious element with the boat. But I'm not going to dive into that in this video because I already have a separate video on that movie, and if you guys want to check it out, I will have the link for that video in the description below. Towards the end of the film, Taisuk is finally released from prison, and he heads home. His home. Sunhwa is the only person who is able to see him right away. Filled with joy, she finally smiles for the first time in years, and finally, they are reunited. The last shot of the movie is also a thought-provoking one. It shows the couple standing on a scale that displays a weight of 0. Is the scale broken completely? Or does Sunhwa join Taisuk, and together, intertwined in love, they transcend into another worldly existence? Thank you guys so much for watching this video and making it this far. I appreciate so much all the support that I'm getting on this channel on a daily basis. It truly means so much to me, so thank you. And I hope you enjoyed this video as well. And now I want to know your opinion on this movie, so leave them in the comments below. Also, in the description of this video, I will have a link for my playlist of all the Korean movie reviews I've done so far, so check that out to see what other reviews I have. Maybe you'll find something that's interesting. And if you do, and if you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. And if you enjoyed this video and made it this far, guys, please leave a like. It really does help me. It helps the channel. And once again, thank you for watching. Bye.